Bobo C-Type is here with round 2 of a Modern Preliminary. We like this hand a lot. Our opponent is on Lurrus, which tells us we don't necessarily need the path to be afraid to ward against combo, so we can get right to work with double Serra Ascendant here. Very, very happy to keep this on the. We are on the play, so we will get to be pretty quick here about getting Martyr online and getting Serra online. If this is Burn Lurrus with Burn, this seems unbeatable. If this is Lurrus with Jund, it's a little better for them, but having double Serra Ascendant it will end up being very good for us. They start with a Swamp, and Inquisition takes anything they want here, so good way to start for them. This is that is disappointing, but you know, as long as we draw a white card next turn, we're in good shape. I was about to say I would love for them to take the Ballista. So what that tells me though is that they have double Fatal Push, which, you know, not ideal by any stretch, but Bloodstained Mire for a Overgrown Tomb. So we are full Jund here. And they play a Goyf. So part of me wants to slow play this and gain more life. I think that is how we're going to run this. Yeah, that and the Winds of Abandon can kill a Goyf pretty quickly, so we don't have to worry about Liliana making a sack. They could play a red Source and then Renin 6 to kill our Martyr, which would be obnoxious. But we would still be at 31 life, so we'd still get to cast some Serras here. So far so good. They do get a red Source, but it's tapped. Raging Ravine coming into play. Inquisition here. Inquisition likely to take one of our Serras. So good for them so far. Takes the Winds of Abandon. So they have a very removal heavy hand then. We will block and sack. We will block and sack. Trying to get better about using my touchscreen, just because there's less clicking noises in the background if I use my touchscreen. So far, I'm very happy with this. This is kind of how we need Jund to go. And Lilyless Jund, I do think, I was saying in the preview that I don't know which version of Jund is better. I do think Lilyless Jund is better for us, just because Lily is such a pain in the butt. I'm going to go one Serra at a time, just in case they have a Maelstrom Pulse. I don't want to get 2 for 1 here. Now, obviously, the play here for them is to Fatal Push the Serra Ascendant and then get in for 4, at which case we play a Martyr and kind of rinse and repeat. Here comes the Fatal Push. EE on 1. Not a Fatal Push. So they're spending their entire mana, so all of their mana, just to kill my Serra Ascendant. And they've burned an EE. That seems very good for us. And if they're burning an EE, do they have an answer here to another Serra? We're about to go up to 40 life here. So it's going to be very difficult for them. Now they are drawing answers as we work, and we are not drawing lands. Only 2 lands across 4 turns is not ideal. 5 turns even. 5 turns, 2 lands. So that is a bummer, but I think they were debating a push there. Yeah, Renin 6 is not great for us. And they will pop Martyr. At this point, though, not drawing lands is really what's being the thorn in our side. We've got a lot of gas, and it looks like we've gotten through the part of the game where they're really heavy discard. But so we do have, once we get the lands, we're in good shape, but right now, not so much. 3 cards left for our opponent. We finally get that 3rd land, so 1 away from being able to Wrath or cast Ranger. Gonna force them to kill Serra here. Would love to see an Assassin's Trophy on Serra. That would be fantastic. They run in 6, back a Bloodstained Mire, and play it right away. That is, yeah. No, that is why we didn't play double Serra. Precisely why we didn't play double Serra. Making Maelstrom Pulse a 1-for-1 is exactly how we need to treat a Maelstrom Pulse. Goyf comes in for 4 here. Goyf has us on a 9-turn clock for those keeping count. There's the 4th land we were looking for, and it's a Field of Ruin, which is really great for that Raging Ravine. Ghostly Prison answers Raging Ravine pretty well, but Field of Ruin just straight up answers it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get Martyr and Serra. That way, if they happen to blow up my Ranger here and get me below 30, we can still get there. Very excited to see that 4th land. That 4th land will allow us to kill the Lurrus once they cast it. Will allow us to 2-for-1, 3-for-1, based on how many creatures they're able to find. Culligan's Command coming down, I would guess. Nope, Lurrus. Alright, cool. You've got a Lurrus. You've got a Bauble. Definitely going to block with Ranger and then Wrath for the 2-for-1 here. Just because I don't want them to keep drawing cards. Yeah, they've kind of just totally retooled their hand just from 1 Bauble. So we'll Wrath here and then cast the Serra. See if they find an answer. Do they have a way to get me under K-Command? Is it K-Command time? Time for K-Command? That puts me at 30, and then Wrenn and 6 puts me to 29. Yeah, okay. And they're going to bring the Lurrus back to their hand, so they can cast it. Okay. And make me discard, so I will discard a Martyr. I like Ghostly Prison as a way to pressure their mana. Do we have another K command here? No, this is Lurrus. And then Bauble or Goyf. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent. Wrenn and 6 is getting a little bigger than I like, so I do think... Oh, they EE here. Yeah, that's dope. And then they just get me. Now we're in a little bit of trouble. They unearth the Tarmogoyf and then blow up EE. That is maximizing our mana there, friend. That is very strong. So what we'll do here, now it's Emeria or bust pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much Emeria or bust at this point. They blow up their EE, and we're going to start attacking their lands here. So we'll Ghost Quarter our Flagstones, which gets us to 4 plains. And then the Field of Ruin will get us to 5. It's not looking good for us, if I'm being honest, but it is what it is. I have been very, very interested in how to sideboard here. Like, the big question is Rest in Peace relevant? And I think it is. I think their graveyard is way more relevant than my graveyard. We've seen here how just brutal it is to have to deal with a Tarmogoyf and a Lurrus, and they're never missing a land drop from Wrenn and 6. And, like, just and versus, oh, we have, you know, graveyard recursion. We have an Emeria that takes forever to get online. I think winning faster is better for us. Would love to hear people's thoughts, though. To the point where, like, is it even worth it to bring in Disenchant to stop the or like a Stony Silence to stop the Bauble nonsense, or here the EE nonsense? Seal of Fire. So they're clocking us pretty hard here. We do need an answer for that Lurrus. Lurrus is a great card. Just a really brutal card to play against. I think it just gives the deck too much inevitability. Not really much we can draw that is exciting here when we're in top deck mode. That's even less exciting when we're in top deck mode. It can eventually be the 7th plains, though. But at this point, they're so far ahead, and now they're blowing up Seals of Fire, lightning bolting. Yeah, it's not looking good for us to take game 1 here. Down to 16. They can swing for 9, play a Seal of Fire, get us down to 5. Yeah. They choose to play a Bauble instead. I don't know what they're trying to draw. They've got me pretty well over a barrel here. I guess a board wipe is relevant here. They've drawn so many cards that, yep, and that's going to be the end of that. So I don't even want to show them what I drew. I just want to go to game 2. So fun sideboard. Definitely love the Celestial Purges here. Obviously, those have been the best sideboard card yet so far. I think I am going to bring in the Rest in Peace just to open up some sideboard slots. Hex Parasite is good against Wrenn and 6. Sorcerous Spyglass is pretty strong. Elspeth is very good here. And we'll go from there. See where we're at from there. Cleansing Nova versus Elspeth. Elspeth in, Nova out. Weathered Wayfarer is not a good card here. So far, we haven't hit the decks where Weathered Wayfarer is relevant. Ruined Halo is interesting here. They don't have Lily, but it can just name Lurrus, name any creature they have 2 of. It's a 2-for-1. I think Ghostly Prison is a little weak. I don't want to go all the way out, so let's stop at 1 for now. Let's cut Proc and let's cut Crucible and see where we're at. So we're at 60 from there. If we bring in a Stony Silence, we turn off Ballista. Disenchant doesn't really impact the artifacts they're playing. I think we might just have to die to their artifacts. If the way they beat us is their artifacts, you know, it kind of just is what it is. I kind of like this. There's an argument to cut a Serra or 2 for something. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's as relevant as I don't think it's as impactful as it should be. I think our goal here is to be quick and get a Serra down, get it active pretty quickly. We will take the play. I'm okay with this. It's obviously a little soft to discard effects, because then Martyr can't turn on as quickly, but I'm okay with it. If they don't go turn 1 discard, it ends up being really good. Was a pretty big if we're being honest. So the good news is they take 2 damage for an Inquisition here, because that's basically what it is. Interested to see what they take, whether they go removal or turn me off of life gain. They do go with the removal. Clever to take the Winds of Abandon over the path there. I think saving Hex Parasite makes sense. So let's go Plains and Martyr. Raging Ravine for our opponent, and another discard spell. EE on 1. Pretty good. And now we can Hex Parasite it. Waka waka. Didn't even see that when I put Hex Parasite in, but we out here all day. Didn't even see that line when I put Hex Parasite in, but that makes them waste some mana. We're very happy about that. Black for our opponent. Collective Brutality, maybe? Confidant. Could be a Confidant. Confidant would eat a path pretty quickly. No, it is a Brutality. Just for the discard. So here's what we're going to do. Since we lose it anyway, let's cast a Ranger next turn. Let's guarantee the ability to cast a Ranger next turn. If they're going to be aggressive, let's be aggressive. Turning one Martyr and a card into 2 Martyrs seems very good for us. They probably will bolt my Hex Parasite here. Seal of Fire. I would... Hilarious move here. Draw a... No, that would actually be terrible. I was thinking draw the Spyglass and name Seal of Fire, but they don't need mana to activate Seal of Fire. So they're down to 3 cards, so we may just get over by Rangering here, by just having creatures. They can play the Lurrus next turn, so they've got that going. Let's go Martyr and Ballista. I could have gone Martyr there, but I think I like Ballista a little bit more. Here comes the Lurrus, which is why I like Ballista a little bit more. Seal of Fire, kill my Ranger of Eos, is what I'm guessing here. Jun's a pretty... Jun has, like, if I've played Jun against Jun enough to kind of know what it wants to do. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tap Flagstones for mana, and then Ghost Quarter it to get a Mistveil and a Plains. Would like to draw gas here, and also just have double Mistveil. And then... Actually, what am I doing with my life? I can just path the Lurrus. And then it's gone forever. Why would I waste the Walking Ballista? And open up the Walking Ballista to getting sealed to fight? Like, why would I burn a Walking Ballista? That would be silly. Almost made a silly play there. I do want to draw some gas here. A Ranger would be nice. That's a big old Tarmogoyf. And they blow up their EE so they can recast it later. Somehow. They don't have Lurrus anymore. Not sure how they're going to go about that, but I guess we'll see it when we see it. We have the... the mana to go off with Heliod. 4 to go off with Heliod. I just got Shakespearean there because I'm rambling. Opponent plays a Blood Crypt. Yeah, I mean, I'm so low on cards that this Martyr isn't relevant. The only way that Martyr becomes relevant is if I hit a Ranger of Eos, and if I hit a Ranger of Eos, just gonna fetch more Martyrs. Yeah, Scavenging Ooze is an issue. To the point where I'm willing to kill it with Ballista. Kind of just gotta do what I do here. I'm gonna wait for them to crack, and there it is. I just don't want to deal with a Scavenging Ooze eating my entire graveyard. Plus, I get to keep the Ballista, so if I get Heliod by some miracle, which I say even though I drew a Heliod in game 1 or 2, one of these games so far I've drawn a Heliod, and like with the mana to go off with Ballista, they will take a Serra. And now it just becomes a really rough race for us. We need an answer to the Tarmogoyf, and then we just slowly level up Walking Ballista and hope it survives against a Raging Ravine and a Goyf. Oh no, they can activate Raging Ravine. Will they though? Unearth on Scavenging Ooze. Alright. If you're willing to unearth it, then, you know, you're just willing to unearth it. Go down to 14 here. Can we draw a board? Wait. Can we draw a board? Wait. I mean, Path is a card. Path is absolutely a card. Let's do some tapping out here. And I'm just going to path this now. Not happy about it, but the fewer cards they eat, the happier I am. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, sure. Assassin's Trophy my Serra Ascendant. That's fine. I think I would have Assassin's Trophy the Ballista, but you know, here we are. So now we have enough. We have the ability to go off with Ballista. I'm going to... So let's see. They come in for 9. Let's get in with Ballista. I'm not going to block with it next turn. Would love... What do we got? Another Goyf? Nope, we're just going to activate Raging Ravine and get in for big damage. If they have a bolt, we're dead. Heliod. Martyr stops us from dying. No, it does. Yeah. No. Martyr is not the draw here. Martyr is not the gas. So, I guess we have to double block here, which is not fun. And they could just have a removal spell. I guess if they had a removal spell, probably would have casted it by now. So yeah, let's put a counter on Ballista. Make it a 3/3. And gotta block with it. Overgrown Tomb for our opponent. Opponent's going to activate Raging Ravine here, it looks like. And we do have to block. We don't do that. Almost cracked Martyr for nothing and then died. So we'll block this way, not that it particularly matters. And then we'll ping. You know what card I used to run in Martyr that would be hilarious here? Secure the Waste. The issue here is we can't draw. The only thing we can draw that saves us is a Ranger of Eos, because a removal spell doesn't save us, and a Wrath doesn't necessarily save us either. Okay. Yeah. That's an ouchie wawa. Ranger keeps us alive, but they should just be able to escape and get there. Yeah, they should just be able to escape and get there. Big sad. Big sad here. Let's see if they see that they can escape. Just win by escaping. Yeah, they see it. Another great grindy game here. Bummed about not being able to draw an answer here, or getting to the point where we didn't draw the answers we needed. Yep, and that will kill us. A little bummed about that, but yeah, Luris in game 1 was just such a house, and then this one was grindy. This one was a lot more fair, Jun versus Martyr Proc. Really loved some of the plays. Yeah, Hex Parasite I keep debating almost cutting, and then it goes and does that nonsense. So very excited about that. We'll see you in round number 3.